Today was definitely an experience for makeup. Welcome back, you guys. Today I am going to be showing you how to contour, how to highlight, how to bake your face, how to apply blush, all of those goody little things. I'm going to be showing you all my techniques, all of my advice, and how to apply these products. I'm going to explain what the heck contouring is. I do have the final results on my face right now. This video and process was kind of a learning experience for me just because I'm not the biggest baker. I do set my face every day, but this was the first time that I really excessively baked, so that was definitely an experience for me, and you'll get to know all my thoughts when you get to that part of the video. So let's get on to the video and hopefully I answer all of your contouring questions. We're gonna do some serious contouring today. Okay, I do have moisturizer on. I put moisturizer on every single morning and night after I wash my face, but because we are baking today, that seriously dries out your skin really bad, at least it does mine. So I'm priming my face with the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Primer. This stuff is just so good at making my skin feel moisturized, refreshed. It makes my skin feel like I'm not living in 29 Palms. I'm also going to spray my face with a facial mist. This is by Badescu. This is the one with aloe and green tea. This is my favorite out of all of their sprays. I haven't tried the new orange blossom one yet. That seems pretty nice. This is just going to add a little bit more moisture to the skin and get it really locked and loaded for all of this powder. For foundation, we should probably use something new, right? Let's expand our horizons and use something different today. I don't really understand because I just fake tanned, but I still look white as snow. Snow white. Yes, I've been called that several times. I'm sick of it. So I've kind of been getting back into the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, so I'm gonna use this today. This is in the shade Snow. Wow. I don't know why that just pissed me off so much. I like to pump it onto my fingers first, kind of spread it out on my face, because I don't want the beauty blender to soak up all the product yet. So it's not totally full coverage on my face, but that's completely fine because I actually am drawing away from full coverage foundation. I really do prefer medium coverage foundation, sometimes even sheer, because then if I do have blemishes, I'd rather just spot conceal instead of do a whole another layer of foundation. I'm gonna do what I just said and spot conceal. Wow, it is going to be a Too Faced day apparently. Wow, really? Yeah, because the primer I used was Too Faced as well. Wow, okay, so it is gonna be a Too Faced day because I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. I have mine in the shade Very Fair. Not Snow, but Very Fair is pretty dang close, so I am going to use this little brush. This is the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. I like it better for spot concealing, and I even put foundation on this to get like in really small, tight areas. I'm just going to apply this how I would normally apply concealer. I am concealing with this concealer, so I'm covering up what I don't want to be shown through. So like my dark circles, for instance, I am using this concealer to cover them up. And what concealer also does, if you use, especially if you use a lighter shade than your foundation, you are highlighting these areas of your face as well. It just means it brings light and brightness to the surface of your skin to give more of a bold and pronounced appearance. I really want to make sure these dark circles are covered of mine, so my eyes don't look so sunken into my head. Instead, this area around my eyes are lifted. I'm just going to do a little bit more. Using a brush does tend to give you more of a full coverage. Right now my face is just one color, one dimension. It's one color on my face. It's a blank slate. So now is where we're going to add the color, add the dimension, add the life back into my skin and in my cheeks, make me look like I'm a pleasant, happy person. This is where I would start Contouring. I personally prefer cream contouring. I just think it looks so much better on my skin and it blends out better. If I were to use a powder, I would be contouring the exact same areas as I would as a cream. All right, let's jump into this. This is the Hard Candy Highlight and Contouring Stick. This is my favorite contouring stick because the color is the perfect cool toned shade. For contouring shades, you do want something more cool toned. You do. I also have the Wet n Wild one, but I don't like it because the contouring shade is too warm. So here, I will show you the differences. Do you see the difference of the shade color? So this is the Hard Candy one, and this is Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild I will only use if I have a really deep fake tan on me because it's too warm. It doesn't look like a contouring shade. It looks more like bronzer when I apply it on my face. I'm gonna start at the top of my ear and draw a line diagonally. I'm gonna stop right about here because when I blend it out, it does go beyond the lines that I drew. So remember to keep that in mind. You always wanna start out small because you can always add more. Here we go, I'm just gonna take this, top of the ear, do that fishy face. No shame in the fishy face. Draw the line towards the corner of your mouth. Boom. And then because I like to blend my contour up and make sure it's blended and looks seamless with my bronzer and all of that, I like to draw 3 little lines getting smaller towards my mouth. Another area of the face that I love to contour is my forehead, especially if you got a Wi-Fi head like me. We need to contour that ish, okay? Contouring your forehead just makes it appear shorter. You do not want to go near the center of the forehead at all, even when you're blending. You always want your blending to be up and out. So I just do the very outskirts of my forehead. I may do a little bit up here, but I just really dot it because I just don't want too much up here because when I blend it out, it can tend to travel to the center of my forehead and I don't want that. Just draw a little line on the side, just like that. This just makes it look longer and skinnier. Little lines like this. Again, it just makes it look more taut. Is that a word? Yeah, that's a word. Taut. This next one I love to do is probably my favorite little oomph effect is I love to contour my bottom lip. It's contouring right underneath that line. So I'm just drawing a line right here. Okay, that's it. And it just makes your lips look naturally pouty and like you're just sassy and cute all the time. You can definitely use your sponge. I just rather use a small buffer foundation brush just because it is faster. Let's start to blend this contouring out and you will see how it transforms your face. Okay. Blending up. Like, just look at that difference right there. Like, I'm telling you, contouring is magic to me. It's so amazing. So this, on my forehead, I'm doing outer circles. I'm not going in, I'm going out. So remember to always blend outwards towards the edges of your face, to the sides of my nose. Oh, I love that part too. Just bringing back warmth to my nose. Look at that little pouty effect on my lip. Sometimes the cream contour, I mean, it's still a really nice line, but like right here is too low for me. So I would take some of that concealer to clean up some of that contour. Just like that and kind of color it down. Then I take my beauty sponge and I blend that just so that there can be a sharper line. Now is the time where I would bake, if I ever baked. One of the reasons for baking is to prevent creasing and increase the long wear of your makeup. So for example, this concealer is creasing mad on my eyelids right now. The baking method would really just diminish those fine lines and make sure that the creasing does not happen. How baking works, when you put max amount of powder on your face, it creates kind of a barrier from the outside world for a few minutes. And what happens, the natural heat radiating from your body heat, the powder acts as a barrier. So the heat isn't able to escape through that part of the skin. So the powder allows your face to bake. Baking really just improves the long wear of your makeup a ton. It helps with creasing, but it does dry out your skin like a little mofo. So it's up to you how much powder you want to do. I always set my face with powder every day, but I don't let it sit on my face and bake. But for today's video, I will be doing just that. One of my favorite loose powders is the Milani translucent powder. All right, so there's quite a bit in there, and I'm gonna go right into my sponge, and I'm so sorry face, I am going to pack this on. Bless. So I'm gonna go down here. It's going all up in my eye. Gonna bake the chin, sides of my mouth, and my forehead. Oh my gosh. It's been about 45 seconds and I don't like it. I'm so uncomfortable. I feel it tightening where the powder is, which I guess then it's working. I feel like it's Botox. I've never had Botox, but is this how it feels on your face? Like, you can't really... I feel like if I like squint or something, my skin's gonna like rip open. I'm gonna leave this on for like 3 more minutes. Oh, 2 more minutes. It's 11:58. So when it reaches noon, I'm gonna wipe this bake off. Oh, you know what? I didn't even do like the classic bake line right here. Bro, we gotta do that, man. Can't miss out on this opportunity. Oh, come on, powder, where you at? How do they do this every day? That is insanity. I understand the concept of baking, but to do it every day? I don't like this. Powder, I feel like, is caked up in the back of my throat. I need some Kool-Aid. Turn noon. Go noon. Yes! Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna take a fluffy face brush and wipe this powder off my face. Starting with my forehead. Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, get off me. All right, it is all successfully wiped off. I feel like I didn't even contour anymore. I feel like my contouring is all gone. Oh my gosh, my skin is like velvet to the touch. Is actually kind of cool. My face just feels so uncomfortably tight. It's like when you just do a face mask and wash your face and it's just so tight, and then you put on moisturizer and it's okay again. My nose just looks dry. My skin though, just, it doesn't look bad. It actually looks pretty good. I just wish it didn't take away so much of the effect of my contouring. That was my first time excessively baking. I have baked before, but not that extreme. Yeah, I do have work tonight. I'm anxious to see if my makeup actually does last longer all through my sweat and running around. Let's move on to bronzer. This is my Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer in the shade Tan-tastic. This bronzer is my baby. Bronzer I kind of put in the same places we contoured, not in such a tight area. So bronzer I'm not down here now. I'm now above, right on my cheekbone, maybe a little below. And bronzer, I'm just lightly doing this to bring some warmth into my face, since the powder kind of took that away with the contouring. Thank you so much. I do gotta say, the powder, mixing with the powder, it's a dry situation, but it's actually blending out really well. And bronzer on the forehead, again, I like to keep on the outskirts of the forehead. I also do the sides of my nose again. I actually put this down on my jawline and on my neck, just so that my neck and face match in warmth, because it looks really odd to me when it's not. So I'm just bringing this down. All right, I took a little break, had some lunch. I made some bomb guac, okay? I don't know how to make grilled cheese sandwiches, but I sure do know how to make me some guac. Moving on to blush, this is my favorite blush. This is a Milani Baked Blush in Berry Amore. So I just tap myself in there. I rarely swirl unless I know it lacks in pigment and I'm like, get on my brush, you know what I'm saying? So when you smile, the cheek part that kind of pops out, that's where you want to emphasize, but you don't want to emphasize just that spot. So I do tend to start there and just lightly pat, very, very, very lightly. And then I bring it back to my hairline. And after I've pressed on that pigment a little bit, that's when I go from the back where the product is mostly off my brush, go for the back and go to the front, go to the front, to the back. I always go overboard with blush because I always take a fluffy face brush afterwards to blend out really my whole face, the bronzer, the blush on top, just to again make sure everything is blended as seamlessly as possible. This is like my final step I do to really just blend everything together. All right, are we all ready for highlighter? I think so. I'm gonna stick to the theme here and do a powder highlight, but it's a powder highlight that I am in love with. First off though, I am gonna set and spray my face. I'm gonna use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Oh, I'm so excited for me to see moisture again. My little $1 fan, let's go. Now that it's set, it doesn't feel as drying, but I can still tell that my face is tight from baking. Now that we set my face, I am gonna go on this powder highlight. I'm gonna tap right in the cap here. I should actually tell you what the highlighter I'm using is. It's a J-Cat Luxe Pro Powder, and this is in the shade Pearl Luminizer. Watch the power that this holds. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Do 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 do. It's pretty even without setting your face first, but it has that extra oomph of power when you do set your face. You need to be careful where you put this because wherever you put a shiny highlighter, you are instantly emphasizing that area to the max. For a few days, I made sure I didn't put any highlighter on my nose because I knew I needed some blackheads and whiteheads. I needed some washing away, so I didn't highlight my nose. Okay guys, this is my how to contour, highlight, bake, how to apply blush video. I'm not sure, I'm probably just gonna do a how to contour for the title name. I really hope you guys learned something from this video, and if you did, please let me know. I wanna know how I help you guys. Contouring is a subject that took me so long to understand and comprehend. I didn't know if it was a noun, a verb. Then one day I just started playing with makeup and I was like, oh, I understand. Just try it out, and I swear once you try it out, it'll just make so much more sense. I know you'll learn to love contouring because it is truly one of my favorite parts of my whole makeup routine. It's so much fun seeing the magic and transformation. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is now the second video of my beginner series, and there are plenty more to come, so look out for those as well, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.